Hello again, this is AZC2 and today I'm going to talk about the recent gruesome murder at Crown Towers. Crown Towers is Perth's one and only integrated resort, which houses the Burswood Casino and a luxury hotel and several restaurants and clubs under one complex. The victim was a family lawyer named Alice McShera, and the person who killed her was her boyfriend, Cameron Pearson, who had engaged her as a client some time back and had got into a relationship with her soon after. Now, being a family lawyer, it was expected that Ms McShera would have been responsible for breaking up families and causing children to grow up separate from their father. Well, according to those who knew her, her job went way beyond that. She spoke up for the people who had no voice. The people who were not in a position to leave their abusive partners. They went to her for legal advice and she took their cases up. Her death leaves a void in WA's legal fraternity, especially at Murray Chambers, the law firm where she worked. Apparently, Cameron Pearson was said to be an abusive man, and he had regularly beaten her, and she was due to have surgery because of an injury he caused her. And the last post she put on social media says she was having one last bottle of Dom Perignon before going for surgery. After that, she was never seen or heard of again until security officers acting on a welfare check from her loved ones found her dead body in the hotel room. They also found Pearson with self-inflicted wounds. He was taken into custody and he made his first court appearance charged with her murder. Now, if Cameron Pearson is indeed what he's made out to be, then there are only 4 words to describe him, but they're best said in the original Swedish language. Man som hatar kvinnor, which coincidentally is the original title of the first book in the Millennium series, The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo. Man som hatar kvinnor literally translates to men who hate women. And it's best applied to people like Cameron Pearson, who is in the same league as Alexander Zalachenko from the Millennium series of novels. Zalachenko was the father of the heroine Lisbeth Salander, who regularly abused her mother. One day he took it too far and Lisbeth set him on fire, and the rest is history. Well, men who abuse women for narcissistic reasons are no different from Zalachenko and should therefore meet the identical fate as he did. The idea of domestic violence is, well, it's not a problem unique to any particular community, although it's more prevalent in certain communities. Like, it's a major problem in Aboriginal and Middle Eastern communities. Which brings us back to the voice referendum. Some said that if the voice referendum succeeded, it wouldn't help bring down domestic violence in Aboriginal communities. Well, unfortunately, domestic violence isn't exclusive to the Aboriginal people. I mean, Alice McShera and Cameron Pearson were white, just as Lily James of Sydney, who was killed by her Dutch-born boyfriend Paul Thiessen, were. Similarly, domestic violence is glorified in Middle Eastern countries, and when people from the Middle East move to the West, they bring those practices with them, which are out of place in their new community. Yet the woke white feminists, the silence from them is deafening whenever a brown or black woman gets killed. You only see palpable outrage when a white monopoly capitalist like Alice McShera meets such a horrible fate as death from blunt force trauma at the hands of someone who's supposed to love her with his own life. Right now, we can only pray that Cameron Pearson actually gets to face justice. But sometimes, it doesn't justify our taxpayers' money to put him away for life because we have to feed him. And sometimes death comes too cheap for him because he's such a horrible and awful person. Sometimes it's best he faces the fate of Alexander Zalachenko, because it would mark him for life. What Lisbeth Salander did to Alexander Zalachenko left him crippled. And that may well be the best reminder of Cameron Pearson's most evil sins. All the same, we should remember that sometimes men can be victims of abuse, and when they're pushed so far into the corner that they have no choice to fight back, they are sometimes labeled as the bad guys. We should remember that domestic violence cuts both ways, and that everyone and anyone can be a victim, regardless of race, class, religion, or gender. I offer my most sincere condolences to the McSheras. for the loss of their daughter and sister. And I hope whoever did that to her gets his just desserts. Whether through the legal system or inside the prison. Goodbye for now.